confession to make. When it comes to grammar, I can be quite a snob. I'm that girl who complains about poorly written newspaper headlines, misspellings, subject-verb disagreements in ads for laundry detergent, and mistakes in the very first paragraph of a blog post. For the love of all things that are good and right in this world, if you're going to make a mistake, can't you at least bury it in the midsection somewhere, where a reader, lulled by the earlier beautiful prose of your writing, is more likely to be forgiving? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, I say these things only half in jest. I love language. Language is really important to me, and it seems that we've become a bit laissez-faire about it. Now, this is a topic I've thought a lot about lately, and I've taken the time to solidify, and in some cases soften my views. I have 3 points I want to share with you today. The first point, perfection is not the goal. Being understood is. Number 2, the written language requires greater precision than the spoken language. And number 3, grammar is our friend. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Perfection is not the goal. Now trust me, this was a hard-fought battle in my grammar police head. Then I took a step back and thought about the real purpose of language. And of course the real purpose is to gain understanding, to be able to communicate in a more fluid and meaningful way. I also considered that language isn't static. It evolves in the same ways that we do. New words are being added to the dictionary all the time, and in some cases, old words are removed or reclassified as archaic. Last year, for example, the Oxford English Dictionary received a ton of negative press when they announced that they were removing cassette tape from their dictionary and adding new words like retweet or mankini. Sign of the times, indeed. Okay, so if perfection isn't the goal, I asked myself about correctness. Is correctness a worthwhile value? Well, surely it must be, but only to the degree that it facilitates understanding. And then I had my light bulb moment. Understanding, even in the absence of correctness, is still worthwhile, particularly in verbal communication. Now, we see this a lot when we're trying to talk with non-native English speakers. Your car breaks down in Mexico. You know hola, taco, and casa. And there is no combination of those 3 words that is going to get you the help you need. Wouldn't it be a relief to know that you're going to encounter somebody who is going to be patient with your Dora the Explorer Spanish and try and figure out how they can help, rather than demanding perfection or textbook Spanish? The lesson is to focus on understanding and being understood. But wait, I said to myself, if that's all that matters, do proper sentence structure and the grammar I have worked so hard to learn matter at all? Well, of course they do, and that's where the second point comes in. Number 2, the written language requires greater precision than the spoken language. I'm not talking about the sticky note you leave on the counter for your spouse or the quick text message you zing off to a friend. Do with that what you wish. But if you are writing for an audience greater than 1, maybe it's a blog post or an article, marketing literature, a speech, for example, then the bar has to be higher. The goal is still the same. The goal is still to be understood, but sometimes you have a secondary purpose. You want to motivate, educate, inform, or maybe make a call to action. Understanding is still the basic building block. Now, the main difference, of course, between written communication and the spoken language is that written language isn't a conversation. People don't have the opportunity to ask for clarification, and you can't take an audience's temperature and make adjustments as you would in person. This requires that we take more time in order to polish our message and free it from anything that might lose our reader. And oddly, we're back full circle to my favorite friend, grammar. Grammar is our friend. But is it our best friend Is it like a close acquaintance or an irritating family member? Or maybe it's just that guy down the street who leaves his Christmas decorations up all year long. Now for me, I have decided to have a pretty tight bond with grammar because it provides me with the structure and consistency that I want in my writing. It's kind of a safety net. Proper grammar reduces ambiguity for your reader and makes sure that your words and your message take center stage. Now, one modern classic example of ambiguous language is the title to Lynn Truss's book, Eat Shoots and Leaves. Now, without any punctuation, the phrase describes things a panda might eat. A panda eats shoots and leaves. But add a comma or two, and it becomes 3 separate actions: eats, shoots, and leaves. Very different ideas. Now, here's another one for you. No food is better than our food. Now, if this is your marketing slogan, please excuse yourself from the room and get to the nearest copy editor. This is bad. Read one way, it says, our food is the best. In fact, no food is better. But read in a different way, and it implies that, well, no food might be a better option than our food. Oops. Now, if the goal is to be understood, then grammar matters. The mistake that I was making in the past was having grammar be the most important part of the message. And I now stand in front of you as a partially reformed grammar snob. I am going to focus on being understood, writing with clarity, and using grammar to bolster the message, not be the message. Now,